Hey guys, just as Andrea Jenkins was joining Reform UK, a guy who's been with it for years was on the way out. So my old friend Ben Habib, he's the guy who was a member of the Brexit party when the UK was still in the EU. He was also an MEP who voted for the withdrawal agreement, which contains the Northern Ireland Protocol. Well, shortly after the UK left the EU, Ben had a hissy fit over the whole thing and threw his support behind hardline Unionists in Northern Ireland to undo the Northern Ireland Protocol. A big problem for Ben is that his boss, Nigel Farage, never really cared about Northern Ireland and never will. His focus is English nationalism and getting regulations cut in Great Britain. If Northern Ireland comes along, great. If it doesn't, to hell with it. Now that seems to have created a massive rift between Ben and Nigel, which forced the former out. Ben then appeared on Reform UK friendly Talk TV, and it didn't go well.
Democratic unit that is the United Kingdom.
Surely you'd have been in a far better position to do that in a political party rather than...
Not in a political party controlled by one man. If you're standing for the democratically... If you're standing for the constitutional democratic unit that is the United Kingdom, and you keep banging on about democracy, and you say the British people must have the right to direct the government properly, you can't then say, I don't trust my own people to direct the party.
It seems to me the problem here now is you would rather sort of sling mud at reform. You could just
I'm not slinging any mud at reform.
Well, you are, aren't you? You're saying that the party won't democratise. You're sort of...
But they haven't. They said they would do it. A constitution was produced. I was told that, or the world was told, that the finest legal minds in the United Kingdom were working on that constitution. Actually, when it was produced, it was a document that had already been rejected by me 18 months earlier. There were minor tweaks, and I'd be surprised if any half-decent legal mind even had a look at it, let alone wrote the document. These are big issues. These are big issues, Alex.
Well, they might think that the biggest issues are trying to organise the party to fight in the forthcoming local elections, and they can deal with reforming the constitution at a later date.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is hilarious because, you know, Nigel Farage and Brexiteers in Great Britain don't give a flying F about Northern Ireland. I honestly don't understand why Ben Habib cares about Northern Ireland. He doesn't even live there, I don't think. So why does he care about Northern Ireland? Honestly, I really don't know. But he seems to have grown some sort of love for Northern Ireland and thinks that Northern Ireland needs to be brought along with Brexit. Look, I said this on a number of occasions. There are two problems here. In Great Britain, Brexiteers don't care about Northern Ireland. When there was an option on the table to defend the Union or to defend Brexit, they chose Brexit on every frigging occasion. They would be happy to see Scotland become independent if it reinforced their power in England. Now, on the other side, there is the Unionists in Northern Ireland who think, you know, that Nigel Farage will come to save them, will put up that hard border on the island of Ireland. The Unionists in Northern Ireland who, once again, and I keep saying this, their hatred of Ireland and the EU is stronger than any love for the Union. People had been telling them back in 2016 and before, don't vote to leave the European Union. It's going to be bad for Northern Ireland. And the hardline Brexiteers in Northern Ireland, the hardline Unionists, didn't care. So to hell with that. We want to be out. We don't care about the consequences. And now you have Ben Habib, along with other hardline unionists in Northern Ireland, demanding that the Northern Ireland Protocol be scrapped, that the hard border be put in place between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, that the Irish Sea border be removed, when there isn't any appetite in Westminster for this, and there isn't even an appetite in Reform UK for this. Like, if Nigel Farage was Prime Minister tomorrow, does anyone actually think that he would do something about the Irish Sea border? He wouldn't. He doesn't care about Northern Ireland. At what stage will Brexiteers in Northern Ireland wake up and smell the coffee? English nationalists don't care about you. They never did and never will. Farage is more concerned about reducing regulations, cutting protections for workers, the environment, for consumers. That's his goal. That's the goal of Brexit. To hell with the UK as a unit. To hell with democracy as Ben Habib is trying to push it. They don't care about Northern Ireland. They never will. And maybe you'll start to discover that when you're sitting on the outside. Now, what is he going to do next? Maybe he'll join UKIP, but UKIP has gone completely down the toilet. So unless he joins some sort of mainstream party, he's going to become a bit of a footnote. He was always a bit of a footnote, but he certainly will be after this. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated.